Hello, everybody. Welcome again to this episode of Introduction to Sakha. We are on Taksus Urok, the ninth lesson. And this is about the fourth time I have recorded this. So I'm sorry to make you guys wait so long. Those of you few faithful who have made it to lesson 8 and are patiently waiting for lesson 9. But alas, if this copy gets uploaded, it is finally here. I've been having technical difficulties, and such is life. So let's get into it. I will read the Talar vocabulary and then the translation. Gorat means city from the Russian word город. I think I said that correctly. My Russian is not amazing yet. Sakha meaning Sakha or Yakut. No cha Russian. Tel language or ton. Same thing. Like, did y'all know that language is Latin for ton or French? Like, y'all in here, they have us saying language and ton. Like, it's two different things. It's the same thing. But anyway, it's the same thing as Sakha too. If you want to talk about the ton, it is tul. If you want to talk about a ton, like a language, it is also tul. Okay. Sakhatala, the Yakut language. Walatar, walatar, boys. Kırgıtlar, girls. Ahpat, does not read. Çaktallar, women. Ağanyatlar, old men. Dağıtlar, dağıtlar, friends. Üret. So they said to study, but this means to teach. It could mean like some general study, teaching, learning thing sometimes, but it means to teach. And in our example sentences, it will be used to mean to teach. So I put that there. There are some small errors in the original translation, which is why I make my own copy that I fix up. But no judgment to the creator, but let's continue. Üremet, doesn't study. Bol, to become, to be. Bolla, became. Bilbet, does not know. Tuspa, separate, separately. Now I will read through the grammar with minimal explanation for the sake of time, but there is translations and I will explain a few things. All right. The grammar section, we're basically learning how to say he, she, or it didn't, or sorry, doesn't, present tense, something. Doesn't eat, doesn't work, doesn't talk, however, or whichever. All right. So he, she, and it will have the same conjugation form or the same way to negate it. So, negative form of the third person present tense verb. This is formed from a verb stem by means of the affix bat or pat or bat. Ahabat doesn't eat. Ahpat doesn't read. Somat doesn't wash. The affix, aka the thing you're attaching, yields the following variants. So we want to look at the end of the verb stem if it ends in y, vowels, diphthongs, or y, la, or the. Then we're going to add bat, bet, bot, but. How do we know which of those four to add? It is by the vowel. So if the verb stem has a in it, you will add bat. If it has e in it, you will add bet. That's pretty much it. Vowel harmony. Aha, to eat. Aha, bat, doesn't eat. Ulele, to work. Ulele, bet, doesn't work. Surui, to write. Surui, bat, doesn't write. Kel, to come. Kel, bet, doesn't come. Kur, to look. Kurbut, doesn't look. After the unvoiced consonants, k, p, s, t, or ch, you are going to add pot, pit, pot, or put. This is simply because it's easier to say a P sound after those sounds than it is to say a B sound. So to read, pot doesn't read. Tik to sew, tik pet doesn't sew. Sot to wipe something, sopot to wipe something off. When I first learned this verb from a teacher, I was like, to wipe? I thought she was talking about the bathroom. Because in America, we only say the verb to wipe with no object when we mean clean yourself up in the restroom. So I changed the translation a little bit. Doesn't wipe something off, okay? Just to be clear, that we're not only talking about the bathroom, it could be wiping a table, etc. All right, lastly, for that section, we have kutuk. Kutuk. That's better. To dry something off. To dry or to dry something off. Kutuk put doesn't dry or doesn't dry something off. After the nasal consonants m, na, or n, we are going to add mat, bit, bot, but. All right. Remember, in the handwriting form, the pointy M is the M, and the rounded M, quote unquote, is the T sound. So they start with a M, end with a T. A T. All right. Soon, to wash. Somat, doesn't wash. Sim, to squint your eyes. Simet, simet, doesn't squint your eyes. Doesn't squint his or her eyes. Tong, I wasn't looking. Tong mat, so to freeze and doesn't freeze. Kun, to recover or to correct someone. Kumut, or something. Doesn't recover, doesn't correct. All right. In forming the negative, the following cases of regressive assimilation are observed. This is a fancy way of saying sometimes you don't just change the beginning letter of what you're adding on like we just had. Sometimes the letter that you're adding it on to, which is the final letter of the verb stem, will also change to make it easier to say. So instead of saying salt pot, we end up saying sopot. Instead of kipset pet. Because we don't really, you'll notice in Sakha, they don't really have these, like, a lot of these, like, like these highly airy sounds like standard English has, or some languages. So we're not gonna say like kepset pet. We're gonna we're gonna say, that sounds so American. We're gonna say kipset pet, kipset pet. It's still a P. It's still a T. I don't know if they consider it completely unaspirated, but those sounds are softer to our American ears. And I know some people online are not American. Let me put that out there. I'm just speaking from my experience as someone from the U.S. Empire. The terminal N, na, of the stem is assimilated to the initial ma of the affix. So instead of wasting our time trying to say sunmat, we just say summat. It's easier. Instead of wasting our time saying urenmet, which is harder, we say uremet, doesn't study, okay? The particular forms in the plural, this is just telling you some plural forms change a bit. So if you say wall, boy or son, and then you want to say boys or sons, you might think you would just say wallar, which would technically make sense, but it is irregular. We actually say wallatar. Kiss, girl or daughter, we say kurgatar, kurgatar, kurgatar. Girls or daughters. Old man, ahadnyar, we say ahadnyatar, old man. Dar, friend, we say dagatar, friends. Jachtar, woman, we say jachtalar, women. All right. Please see lesson 5 video, or lesson 5 of the PDF, which is in the description box below, if you want to review or go back to learn the plurals with the ending lar and its other forms. Now I will read the Sakha sentences, then I will read the natural translation. There is also a literal word-for-word translation right below the Sakha, and you can look at that if you please. Pause, take your time. I will read the Sakha, then I will read the natural translation, and then I will read the same Sakha one more time, and then I will move on to the next sentence. In Ubayan Hanna Urineri. Where does your older brother study? In Ubayan Hanna Urineri. Kini Koraka Urener. He studies in the city. Kini Koraka Urener. Hannek Askualaga Urener. Which school does he study at? Hannek Askualaga Urener. Then Orta Askualaga at the middle school. Orta Askualaga. Then Baltan Emye Onna Bar Dua. Is your little sister also there? Baltan Emye Onna Bar Dua. Such Koraka Ubayam Wana Ejim Birke Urneller. No, my older brother and my aunt, or that could be older sister, study together. Please see the beginning of the last lesson to review sisters and the confusion with that. There is a typo in that lesson that I fixed. Okay. Such koraka ubayam wana ejim birge ureneller. Then min paratam wana baltam manna ureneller. My brother and younger sister study there. Min paratam wana baltam manna ureneller. Then min ubayam Sakha asqualatagar bar. My older brother is at the school. So this is asquala, school, combined with atagar, meaning near, beside. I asked a couple of native speakers, and one told me this was wrong, and the other two told me it was right, but it's not. But they pushed the words together, so make what you will of that, but it's Asquala plus Atagar. So my older brother is at the school, or is by the school, but yeah. Bil ubayab saha Asquala Atagar bar. So I do apologize for the mistakes in the original translation that I did not do, as well as some stuff that is not always clear. I do my best, and I just want to put that out there. Because there's not a lot for Sakha, so I'm making do as a non-native speaker with limited materials and just learning everything I can and teaching you guys well below my current level, which is, I don't make any claims for my level, but I do my best to teach the basics, so here we are. If you have any questions, I do invite people always to leave me the question in the comments, and if I do not know for sure, then I will check with a native speaker, and I will get back to you. Then we have All Asqualaga Uchutalara Sakhalarto. Are the teachers at that school Yakut or? Are they Yakut or what? All Asqualaga Uchutalara Sakhalarto. Then Onna Sakhatagane Duchadagane Uchutalbar. There are both Yakut and Russian teachers there. Onna Sakhatagane Nuchadagane Uchutalbar. All right. Kura kalastarga Sakhale Ureteller. Yakut is taught in the small classes, or that could be the younger ages, the lower grades as well. Kura kalastarga Sakhale Ureteller. Ureteller. I think I'm getting better at that. I don't struggle with the U, but I struggle with urete. Ah, that came out perfect. Ureteller. Ureteller. Remember the double consonants? Kind of like double consonants. but it's a little different than we do double consonants. No, we don't only do double consonants in English. So keep that in mind when you're pronouncing these Sakha words. Then we have urduku, urduku, kalastarka, nuchalı, öğretirler. The higher level classes are taught in Russian. Urduku, kalastarka, nuchalı, öğretirler. All right. Sakha ana kim öğretir? Who teaches Yakut there? Sakha ana kim öğretir? Sakha uçutala öğretir. Yakut teachers teach it. Sakha uçutala. Sakha uçutala öğretir. Then Koraka kihangi askuala bardo. Is there night school in the city? Koraka kihangi askuala bardo. My voice is cracking. Bar anna ercan wadna çaktalar öğrenirler. Yeah, grown men and women, so men and women, study there. Bar anna ercan wadna çaktalar öğrenirler. If you feel pain in your face while you're saying this, you and me too, buddy. Me and you both, buddy, because it's a workout. Learning foreign languages is a workout. It will literally, it's like mewing. It will literally improve your jaw. You'll become stronger and handsomer as you learn the beautiful Sakha language. En egen öğrenir du? Does your grandpa study? En egen öğrenir du? Soch öğrenmet. No, he doesn't study. Soch öğren. I may have missaid the first time. Soch öğrenmet. No, he doesn't. Soch öğrenmet. Ben öğrenir du? Does your grandma study? Ben öğrenir du? Emye soch. She doesn't either. Emye soch. Anyatar öğrenmetler. Old people don't study. Them old folks don't be in school. What you talking about? Anyatar öğrenmetler. Then, ehen sahalı agardo. Can your grandpa read Sakha? Ehen sahalı agardo. Kini sahalı agardagani suduyardagani. He could both read and write in Yakut. Kini sahalı agardagani suduyardagani. Ebem emye agar wanna suduyar. My grandma also knows how to read and write. Or my grandma also reads and writes. Ebem emye agar wanna suduyar. Then ehen nuchalı bilerdo. Ehen nuchala bilerdo. Gotta say it with conviction. Does your grandpa know Russian? Ehen nuchala bilerdo. Soch kini nuchala bilbet. There's our negative present tense, third person. No, he doesn't know Russian. Soch kini nuchala bilbet. Dagatar. Urwak bu Allah. Kalaska baragın. Guys, class is starting. Let's go. Dagatar. Urwak bu Allah. Kalaska baragın. I don't even know if you can hear me clapping because I have this microphone on. That is it. Thank you for watching. I will not ramble. Class is over. Thank you for attending. Again, if you want to spread this beautiful language, please share, like, comment, subscribe. If you have questions, please comment. If you are a Sakha speaker and you have something to add or even any corrections, I'm a humble guy. You can say, hey man, you got to work on your double L's. Here's a tip, and I will appreciate it. I'll say, thank you, buddy. You're helping me, helping each other out, and we'll leave it at that. All right. So thank you. Next lesson is a review lesson. It'll be very fun, and then we'll keep it going. Eventually, we get through this, and we'll all be amazing at Sakha.